Good evening. I'd like to call to order the October 10th, 2023 meeting of the Citizens Public Safety Review and Appeal Board. Roll call, please.
Jason Allen. Christopher Caldwell.
Present.
Wally Ferrara.
Present.
Luis Garcia.
Here.
Ebony Hemphill. Barbara Miller.
Here.
Susan Stapleton.
Here.
Larry Tolbert. Good evening. Thank you for being here tonight. Public comments will be accepted during the times as indicated on today's meeting agenda. Community members that wish to provide public comments over the phone can call 888-382-9556 during the citizen comments period. They will enter a queue and will be prompted to offer their comments in turn. Callers will be commenting to the board live and will no longer be able to leave a recorded message. I would like to take this opportunity to not only welcome back Vice Chair Garcia, but also note that tonight is the first C-SCRAB meeting led by our chair, Stapleton. Thank you.
Thank you. At this point, I'd like to ask for a motion for the adoption of the minutes from September 12th.
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Abstentions? Motion passed. At this point in time, I'd like to invite up our public safety officers for the PCR report.
Good evening, everyone. Inspector Chuck Mason of the Office of Professional Standards. You have before you the PCR report ending September 30th. Several of those reports, as of this date, several of those reports listed either open or in Chief's review have been, in that PCR document, have been closed, and that'll be reflected at next month's PCR report. As of this date last year, the Office of Professional Standards received 46 PCRs, and as of today, there's 2 additional that we received and are not reflected on the September report. As of today, we've received 23 total PCRs for a 50% decrease on the year. We've also received 40 inquiries, which is, again, the level that is lower than a citizen complaint that's kind of resolved at either the shift level or within the Office of Professional Standards without rising to the level of a formal complaint. We received 40 inquiries, and I wasn't able to look up last year's, but if I can remember correctly, I'm guessing that's somewhere between a 30 and a 40% decrease from last year as well. As of now, of those 23 PCRs that we've received, 5 are open and 2 are currently in Chief's review. And again, that's different than the document that you have before you, which shows actually quite a few which were in front of Chief Boyson at the time. To provide a little bit of context to what you see before you, I had a conversation with Mr. Garcia at the Citizens Academy about providing some additional information to the board rather than just simply the complaints that we received. So today I've brought a couple of just different statistics for calls for service, but if there's anything that the board would like to see the Office of Professional Standards add during this presentation or kind of the report, we'd be happy to listen and see what we can provide to you. But to kind of put in context the PCRs and the inquiries, so far public safety has run on 99,492 calls for service, and officers have made 6,939 traffic stops. So does anybody have any questions on the PCR report?
I'd like to thank you for anticipating my question, which was about it seemed like there were a lot of open cases and was just asking about timing on those things. And so thanks for picking my brain ahead of time.
Certainly.
But it sounds like almost all of those then have been through some level of review. and that we'll see the updated information then next month.
Correct. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, the next month we'll have the additional findings with the dispositions for each case.
Great, thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Oh,
yes.
I do have a question. So when we get the PCR breakdown, for example, just an example here, so the complaint type on the July one that I have in front of me, number 13, it says harassment profiling. Is there a way that we could, again, just with the information that you just shared with us about the number of calls that you have or the number of traffic stops that you do or you have done so far, whether if this specific harassment profiling, for example, would have been related to a officer on the beat or whether it would be a traffic stop. So again, we could correlate on how many traffic stops you carry out and then how many complaints potentially from the citizens we get from as a result of that, and then whether if it's something that we can do about it or something that we should do about it, then we have that information.
So you think as far as, say, it was to break it down, if a complaint came from like an officer responding to a call for service, kind of indicate that, but if it happened through proactive enforcement, say this complaint happened because of a traffic stop or because of a citizen contact or something like that. Give you a little bit more context to it?
So an example would be, in this particular example, like number 13, it says harassment profiling. So you just shared with us that you've done so far, carried out, as the police force say, over 9,000 traffic stops, right? So it would be interesting to know if this particular one, for example, was as a result of a traffic stop, or was it, like a 911 call, or,
Yes.
so then we can kind of box it, if you will. So like, out of 9,000 traffic stops that you've done, 10 have resulted in a complaint from a citizen for harassment or profiling. So then we can kind of like hone in as to whether if there's something that we can do about it or something that we can discuss further. I think, in my opinion, that's personally what I would like to see if it's possible.
Yeah, I think based on we don't necessarily have an overwhelming number of complaints. I mean, even if we had last year's level of complaints, I still think it would be pretty easy for me to come up with that level of data. And again, that's just a better context for you rather than having kind of the data just thrown out as essentially raw information in front of you. So I appreciate the suggestion.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. At this point in time, I'd like to open it up for any board member comments.
Just have a quick comment. Chair Stapleton and I were able to attend the opening ceremony for the new Station 2 over in Edison neighborhood, I believe. It was a really good experience and really cool to see all of the community members out there, and just wanted to commend you guys for upholding your presence in that neighborhood, both by doing patrols, but also keeping your station there to help build up that community. And just our community as a whole. So thank you guys and congratulations on your newest station.
Yeah, the other thing that I'd like to mention is the website redesign. I've gone in and spent some time on the transparency page, and I would encourage our citizens to really go in and take a look at the information that's out there. It's really quite robust. Everything from a crime map, to information on the My90 reports, et cetera. So I think it's a nicely redone website and a lot of information. So thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to have additional comment. And Ms. Patricia, I guess what would be, I'm sending it out, but we have our station downtown will be a grand opening, and originally it was scheduled for this Thursday. We're predicting rain, so we're going to hold off and reschedule for October the 23rd, 2 o'clock. on 248 North Mall, but we'll send out the information. Just want to make sure that everyone's aware of it. So if you had it on your calendar, please reschedule it to October the 23rd. And then October 25th would be our rain day in case the 23rd doesn't work out. So, thank you.
I just wanted to say something as well out there, especially for the citizens that are maybe watching this meeting in the future, is of my particular experience during the Regional Citizens Academy. I think it was wonderful. It was very interesting to see the community coming together and asking a lot of tough questions to public safety in general, and seeing all the different agencies, regional, putting this stuff together for us. And I would thoroughly recommend it to all the citizens that are available to take on this course, because it spells out a lot of misconceptions and puts in a little different perspective as to the life that goes behind law enforcement, and also it's a great opportunity to spend some time with all the members of law enforcement and ask them questions directly about, like things that are affecting you personally or at a community level. And at least with me, they appear to be very forthcoming with my questions. So that's a great opportunity for everybody to take on.
Any other board member comments? Thank you. Next is the opportunity for citizen comments. I'm learning which of my parts to read. Speakers will each have 3 minutes for their comments. We will start with in-person speakers and then go to call-in speakers. People who want to offer comments via phone should call 888-382-9556 starting now. And this goes through the end of the public comment period. While the Citizens Public Safety Review and Appeal Board welcomes your comments, this is not a time for dialogue or give and take between speakers and board members or city staff. So that your concerns can be addressed, we ask you to sign in and provide your contact information, and also please be mindful of the time and finish your sentence when time expires. And with that, do we have any in-person comments? Seeing none, do we have anyone online?
I am checking now, Chair.
Thank you.
There are no call-in comments, Chair.
Thank you. There are no call-in comments and no in-person comments at this time. Now I'd like to remind folks of some of our upcoming meetings. The next meeting is November 14th, 2023, in which we will be having a C-SCRAB KDPS training, and that will be a closed session. The next open session will be held on December 12th, 2023. At this point in time, if there is no other further business, I'd like to be able to adjourn the meeting as the board will move into closed session for us to be able to work on our subcommittee assignments. And so with that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make the motion to adjourn.
And do I have like 12 supporters here? Okay. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.